We are on a Sunday. I know a lot of you out there going, damn, I should be watching the game instead, but I know we're a lot more important than that. So we appreciate we appreciate you coming on board and watching us do our thing. We ain't gonna hold you long because we want to watch the game too. But we, like we said, rain, shine, sleet, snow. We try to come at you and let you know what was going on. Last week we had personal stuff going on, so we kind of took a break. But here we are again, doing what we do, man, my boy. And we're just going to share some stuff with you and we'll kind of go from there. So, what's been happening in your world, Mike?
Hey man, been just doing a lot of traveling, man. Going back to Southern California, man. Went to a concert, had a 50-year reunion with some of my classmates this past weekend, man. And some of them haven't, didn't make it. Some of them are not healthy, and then we got a groups that's doing pretty good, man. So
Yeah.
I was surprised and happy with that, but everything else, man, is good with me, man. I've just been, me, man. I no matter where I go, I'm training. Shout out to my boy Philosopher, man. I came through his gym, worked out, man. Checked him out. He's getting ready for his show in Washington. Also wanted to say, hey, shout out to my boy Louis Souza, man. He was a big influence for me when I was going to high school, man. We're pretty good friends. But before we start, man, we got another peak week, man. Don't you? Right now?
Yeah, man. I got another peak week. It's actually going to start on Tuesday. And Tuesday, I'll just go into a deplete once again, as we talked about it before. It's just going to be eating fats and along with my protein, be no carbs. Once again, people, the reason why we do all this crazy stuff, it's so we can look our best on Saturday. And those are some of the things that you have to do. Even if it was just for a photo shoot, I would recommend that to my clients and to people who reach out to me online. That that peak week is really important that will allow you to make some serious changes if you've been on a meal prep for a while. But if you just got a short thing for a wedding or something like that, it will also assist you with that too. But I'm now at that point now to where it's like brushing my teeth. You know that it's got to happen, and you get through it. But I feel pretty good right now, Mike. Today I had maybe 100 grams of carbs.
Mm-hmm.
It was all dry carbs. I had some rice cakes and some of those lime little flake Twix chips or whatever you want to call them.
I saw the haul. I saw the haul.
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah. And a lot of that same stuff I like. Yeah. So
yeah. So all that stuff is here. And as you know, I'm a dry carb person. And what I mean by dry carb person is that I don't bring in a bunch of rice and all of that stuff, people. I usually go rice cakes. I eat some candy bars. I eat all kinds of stuff like that because during the final phase of carbon up, protein is not really going to do you any good. It's going to make you bloaty. Sometimes your body don't digest it as fast. Mm-hmm. And I'm all about absorbing mine right now and putting it in my system. So if you're in pretty good shape, you don't have to worry about spilling over because you're just bringing in something that's going to fill you out. And I usually wait till Friday. And that's when I start my complete carb out. But other than that, man, I feel pretty good. And that's why we came right now. We go, who is that in the mirror? We have a lot of people that just, they look at themselves and they go, who is that in the mirror? Whether they made a change or not, they still feel that uncomfortableness. So
we're going to talk about some body dysmorphia, man. How people look at themselves and how they think other people look at them. So let's go ahead and tackle that topic on what we know.
Yeah. So my thing behind it is that I know it can be a mental thing. So on some people, it's really serious. Like they don't even want to go outside, that because they have that uncomfortableness about what they see in the mirror. And even if they've made a change, they still see the same fat person or the same, I guess you can say, skinny person in the mirror, and they don't want to make that change. But I can only assume because I've never been to it, but I've talked to people who have and who is going through it. I have a couple of clients that are going through it, and they just said sometimes they can just look at themselves in the mirror and they still see the fat person. And so it makes them feel like they're not doing enough. It kind of kills their motivation. Then the discipline is gone. And when that happens, then of course, that's when all of the weight gain comes back and all of the things where you do see that fat person again, exactly. Right? So I just think it's a matter of, you and I kind of talked about it a little bit. It's a matter of the things that we see on Instagram, unfortunately, TikTok and all those things. I use those same platforms, but I try not to go with all those filters and all those things that causes people to. Hello, beautiful, yours. Thanks for
Beautiful
coming on
yours. Yes.
board.
Thank
I
you.
like that. I like that. And I try to make sure that with my clients in general, that when they feeling that we kind of pause for a second in the workout and just talk about what they're feeling right now. And so, do you have anybody in your squad that's actually
Yeah,
going through it?
I have a couple of people, man, because that's why one of the reasons why they like training with me, because they don't like going out in the public, because they don't feel comfortable with their body. They say, and they've lost a lot of weight, and they said they like when they look in the mirror, they see the same person. And we
And
talked about
these are people who train at your home,
train in my home, and that's why they come.
not at
That's
the
why it
gym.
makes it.
Yeah,
Yeah, my personal home gym that I do my
right.
personal training at, because they said when they go out, they cover their bodies up now, and they lost tremendous amounts of weight. And the thing is, when I asked them, is it something that's happened to you in the past? And it's kind of twofold. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, when I was younger, people always called me chubby, always called me fat or whatever. And then after I lost the weight, and then I started doing the social media, looking at social media, I felt that I hadn't accomplished anything because the way people look on social media. And we talked about that too, how social media has been damaging, to people. When people look at it, you talk about the filters, you can see somebody right now and they look almost perfect. You take 10 of those filters off, they don't look like that.
Yeah.
So what I've done, like you said, I pull back and we start talking, and it's all about, it can be mental. And I think we even talked about bodybuilding. As far as us concerned, we probably have it, but we don't look at it in the same fashion where I'll look at something and say, oh, I don't like the way that looks. But we have a plan of action, or where we attack it, where somebody that looks in the mirror and says, hey, like our guest that we had, Michael Wright, you see what he's done. And today, even to today, he says he looks in the mirror. He went from 460 pounds. He's at 207 today. And he still thinks he looks fat when he looks in the mirror. And this dude works out all the time, and he's looking really, really good right now. He's down to 207. So I'm not a professional. I'm not a doctor. We never profess to be. I just go by what I see, the things that I've encompassed. And I just try to talk to people and say, hey, you know what you see in the mirror may not be a true reflection of what you really are.
Yeah. My thing, before we move forward, beautiful yours. I'm going to say to you, you said, I hate going to the gym. Some of us never been this small in our adult lives. Okay, so let's you and I agree, or maybe agree to disagree, that going to the gym is not, or it shouldn't be, or I should say maybe you should try to think about it, is that it's a place that you're going to work on yourself. And going to work on yourself, whether it's with a trainer or with a friend or by yourself, try to look at the gym as your sanctuary, your place of wanting to be fit. Now, if you are dealing with some type of insecurities in general, then I would say, yeah, do your thing at home. You don't have to be at a gym to get yourself and physically fit. It's just one of those places that it gets you out of something that you're doing every day to go and find your own free space. So try to look at the fact that if it's because you just don't want to be around people, that's cool. But if you're looking at it because everybody's fit and you're not, then that ain't cool. Because you can be one of those so-called fit people, but and by just looking at your picture, I'm thinking that you are already fit. But but I am going to leave that like that. But I believe that media, the stuff that's out there right now, influencers, or creating this negative mindset for people out there. I believe that some of the people out there who are doing all this stuff, if they look at it differently, you're like a bully. You're picking on someone, but yet you're not even strong enough yourself to show your true self. So all it takes is for the weaker link to fight back on the bully, and the bully is usually going to back off. So as a trainer, as a motivating factor, not an influencer, because I am not an influencer. I'm a motivating factor. I believe that things that you show online, if you are a true person who want to help people change, give them some real you. Use a couple of filters there once in a while. Yeah. But the bottom line is that show the real you so people can go, oh yeah, I started from there too. There's so many phases out there. People got these apps where you can shrink your body and make your abs look bigger and make you do all this stuff. Well, those people are not worth it anyways. They're just faking it. I think that people who are out there are fakers, are also haters, because they're going to come at you and say, you know what, you don't look like this, so I'm making myself look like this. And they just kind of go on with that, all that craziness. And from the bodybuilding world of things, as you was talking about, Michael, I consider that's probably a healthy body dysmorphia, and then there's one where you might need some personal help, right?
Yeah, exactly.
On the bodybuilding side of things, I can tell you if that's the case, I've had it all my life, because I always thought that I want to get bigger. I always want to get bigger. Well, now as I've matured and you age, you start to realize how a lot of those things don't matter. Right now, I just want to look physically fit.
Exactly.
I want to be able to do what I want when I want. Yes, I want to compete, but I want to compete with I want to compete with the mindset of doing, look at this guy. He's still up there, and there's a lot of me up there. I competed against some of them up there, right, at my age. Mm-hmm. So there are people out there who are still taking care of themselves and doing what they have to do to take care of themselves, but this mafia behind it is what it is. I mean, we all got some things that we want to change, or some things that we can't change, and we look at it and we go, man, I wish I could change that, and it don't happen. Or you have someone who tells you you look good, and then you go, no, I don't. So it's still a mental thing, you know what I mean? Right. So
exactly.
Yeah. So it's just, on my last statement I want to make on it is that I believe that a lot of people who do have it, and then they say, oh, I'm okay with it now, I think they just suppresses it. You know, when you suppress something, you think you've dealt with it, but then you really haven't, because if that's the case, when the media stuff come across, it wouldn't really affect you. So it's just, it's a mental thing for sure.
And I want to touch on a couple of things before we cut out too. On Beautifully Yours, congratulations on your weight loss. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, people do have social anxiety. Like I said, people come to me. We start working out at home. My goal when I have my people is to make you be able to have the confidence to walk in the gym, know what you're doing, where you don't feel uncomfortable with the people looking at, staring, or whatever. People that you may think people, like we talked about this before, you may think people are looking at you when you're at the gym. 90% of the time, they're just in another state of mind, doing their thing, working out. Yeah, you're gonna have those people that stare and look, but you know what? When you're confident because of your workout that you're doing, it's gonna help you. So my recommendation to you is, I go in there, my headphones on, and I'm focused. You know, I act like it's nobody in the gym but me. I act like I own the gym. If the membership that I pay for is mine, and there's nobody else there. So I just tune everything out, and you can get to that point. And remember, everybody had a starting point. Everybody at that gym did not walk in there physically fit. So that's the thing that you got to understand when you go to the gym. People that are there, they're there to work. That's what your goal is. And you know what? You'll keep accomplishing what you're doing because obviously you're doing the right things because you have dropped quite a bit of weight. So you keep doing what you're doing.
And I'm touching a little bit on the fact that if people looking at you or not, you can go sit in a corner for 5 minutes and you watch everybody's on their phone. Not everybody. 60% of people that are on their phone, or they taking pictures of themselves, putting filters in them and sending them out. So because they just really don't have time to pay attention because everybody is so vain once they go into the gym. Like I said, there's always haters. There's always, I always call them people who go in and try to find something on the videotape so they can post it. Awkward moments in the gym stuff.
Right.
But those people that didn't go in there to work out anyways. And if you look at those people who are posting those things, probably look like shit. So because they're in there posting to other people instead of posting themselves.
Exactly.
So that's just kind of where it's at. But with the dysmorphia thing, I just hope people will understand that if you are dealing with it, that you do go see someone if it's that big of effect on you.
Yeah.
Also, you might want to look at the man or the woman in the mirror and go, am I this way because I'm afraid of people judging me? Because if you're there that way because of people judging you, then it's really not a medical, it's just an insecurity thing. And that you can still move forward and get past that. But, you know, like Michael and I say, we're not anywhere close to giving you 100% answer like a doctor, which they probably can't either. But, you know, we can sit and talk to you about it and just kind of like allow you to hear yourself say what you're saying and see if it's actually something you're dealing with mentally, or is it something because of someone else's judgment? That's kind of how I see that. But and with that whole thing, I would say to you to just be proud of yourself. We're all human. We're going to have those moments of going backwards and going forward, going backwards and going forward. But as long as you're making more steps going forward, it's going to be okay. And as we both just gave you a hand from 195 to 235, then things are going to be okay because it took some time to get to those numbers.
Exactly.
And now you're going back the opposite direction, and it's going to take you some time to get far away from those numbers. But it will happen. So just keep doing you and share your story with everybody and just kind of move forward. But everybody will be fine.
And also too, Rob, what people need to look at, all she needs to look at is sometimes the looks are motivation for somebody else. So remember that. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough credit when people do look at us and say, hey, or they may not tell us verbally, but when they do look at us, they're like, dang, that young lady, that young man, they made changes. I can do the same. That's motivation.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you don't realize that you are helping people. And that could be something that when you go into the gym, that's what it is. Hey, because you're doing something positive, you're doing the right thing. It's always somebody watching no matter what. And that person watching needs that motivation and saying, hey, you know what? She can do it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So all right, Q Muscle back today. QC Muscle.
What up, bro? Welcome back, dog. But yeah, man. So you know, that's what I want to do tonight was just touch on the fact that don't let society, and it's kind of strong coming from someone who don't allow it to happen, but there are people who do. But if you can, try not to let society determine how you're going to be for yourself. Like to try to be someone else is always not going to happen. If you look at all of our genetic backgrounds, we all got something different. And we all will make changes faster than the other, and we can be doing the same workout. Mike and I can do the same workout, eat the same foods. One of us got to make the changes differently. It's not going to be, we're going to be even Stevens all the way through.
Exactly.
So this is where we have talked about before, and that is consistency. If you stay consistent with whatever you're doing, you got to get better at it, right? I read this article the other day. It said a golfer will hit 1,000 balls a day just to try to get perfection. And if you ever watch golf, you can see those pros hit shots that you and I can hit, and we play golf once every 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, you just got to stay at it and keep doing what you're doing, because change do happen. You do get better at it, less mistakes, and you're able to like move forward. But just be consistent. Just remember, if you want change, you got to do something different. You can't do the same thing.
That's it.
That's
it. So
That's
anything else on? We're about good on that.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good.
Right,
yeah. So as we always say to you guys, man, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, keep coming on and talking to us like this. Consistency is the key, QC. And just share us with people. You know, we're not out there trying to go and put all this money out there to try to get followers and all that stuff. That's not our reasoning for doing it. We're doing it because we want people who want to come on board and listen to us, because they feel as though we're interesting and they like some of the things we say. And as always, we've been free to say, please just go on to the comment section if you want and comment. If I'm not responding to you, Michael will be responding to you, or I will tell him what's going on and he'll tell me what to say. But somehow you get information that'll be coming from one of us. And those of you who have liked and subscribed, keep on watching, keep on sharing.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that being said, you know how to reach us. We don't have to keep going into detail on that. You know, we're both on Instagram, we're both on Facebook, and we got our sites. But the main thing, stay consistent, and also tell everybody, if you're better today than you were yesterday, then hey, that's how it goes, and we're gonna be better. And that's what it is. We're here to make sure that you get better, make sure that we can give you some information, some knowledge from us, so we can all be healthier, all be fitter as we age, as we get older, because we want the mobility. We want to be more functional as we age and grow older. And with that being said, my Rams is, I got to go check on my Rams. So.
Hello, Cindy. We see you, Cindy. Thanks for letting us know you was there.
Thanks, Cindy.
Like we just said earlier, Cindy, is that some people are listening and we don't know that they're listening. But we appreciate you coming and let us know that you was there, because that makes us want to just keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
And
thank you.
We appreciate that. So you guys stay safe. Take care of yourself. Don't like the haters, because they're going to always be there. And just wipe that shit clean like a windshield wiper on your car. Just brush it off and keep going.
Peace. There you go. Peace.
Yeah, man.